that ear where there is now that bandage. That is, of course, his iconic move anyway, that fist, but he carried it through even as an assassin tried to take his life, and now tonight. But he does indeed seem more somber, more subdued,
Please
taking in
welcome
this
Mark
moment.
Laws from Cedar Springs, Michigan.
He seems genuinely moved by the reception inside this hall. Fight, fight, fight has become the theme of this campaign moving forward after that now iconic moment, no matter how you look at it, when he got back up with the help of the Secret Service and the instincts kicked in that moment to hold his fist in the air, the blood dripping down his face. And those three words, fight, fight, fight. We've heard it in speeches earlier here this evening. The crowd reacting to it each and every time, and now with Donald Trump standing before them. But Rachel Scott, who's on the floor.
Shalom. And we'll start by saying, all praise, honors, glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, Bishop Ellsbury Millstone, and salutations to Akim pushing this word, sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect throughout the four corners of the world. Shalom. My name is Cora Allah, and Lawrence makes for edifying lesson. As you see, Trump returning after his failed assassination, and you see the crowd is chanting, fight, 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 which is what he said right after he was shot in the air. He got back up and he said, fight, fight, fight. Now, that should be dangerous words, because the last time Trump gave an order out to his supporters, they stormed the Capitol, which everything could be a setup. It could all be staged. But at the end of the day, soul of spirit, the Lord is in control of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is in control of the minds of the people. This could very well be Esau putting his plans in motion. Said what I said in the opening of the lesson. This is Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Okay, so the king's heart, when you go into the word heart, you get the word lab, okay, which when you interpret it, it's talking about the mind. So it says the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord. And who's the king? Ultimately, the king of this world, you have to go straight to the top, starting with the elites. Okay, the elites are in control. They really run everything in the program. Okay, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, which we know when dealing with presidents and different leaders like that. A lot of them are puppets. All right, especially when you're dealing with America. So it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is the Most High, Yahweh, right? While Yahweh Shai and his son. If they wanted war, then there will be war. And if they wanted peace, then there will be peace. Okay, these different leaders will come together, and they'll sort out their differences in a non-violent manner. Okay, but now we're not at the time of peace; we're at the time of war. And if there was an election, which the whole election thing is it's all a scheme, right, or a ploy, because we as so-called citizens, we don't have the right for a vote. None of those things is in our power. And on top of that, okay, there's going to be all sorts of wars. Okay, civil wars and race wars. All right, world wars. Okay, that's why, like Trump said, why did Trump say fight, fight, fight? Ultimately, it's all the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, when you deal with America, and when you deal with the elites and their agenda is to rule the world, and they're only going to come about that by way of violence. Job 14:5 says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. and that's going into Esau, starting with the elites, that whole nation of people. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, or with the Most High. All right, because why? Because the Lord brings nations and kingdoms into power, and he brings them out of power. And what we're witnessing now is the end of Esau's power, the end of his rulership. Okay, his days are determined, the numbers of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. See, Esau would like to get the New World Order. Okay, he would like to live in total rulership, right? Because that's the pride of this devil, this man. All right, but ultimately he can only rule, according to what we just read in Job 14:5. He can only rule for such amount of period of time that the Lord ordained for him to rule. All right, but now with all these calamities and chaos and wars, okay, those are all end time prophecies. Because why? We're at the end of this so-called white man's rulership. This is Matthew 12:26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? All right. Now, you know, Satan is who? The so-called white man. All right. The deceiver. And that's the whole MO of Esau, the nation of people. Starting with the elites. And so, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. And that's what's going on in America. All right, a civil war, and these different countries and states. I'm sorry, these different states and people, as the American citizens, are going against each other between the presidential election. Right? Why? Because the state is in utter chaos as far as financially, military. Okay. The morale of the people are low, and the people are getting desperate. You know, and these things are going to bring in that chaos. Ultimately, the civil war, uproars of the people, riots, right? Famines. You know, and it's ultimately going to lead to martial law. Okay. So I read one more time. It says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. Right. And that's happening also on a broader stage with the world wars. Okay. But it's also happening at home on smaller stages in right here in the country. Right here in the state. All right. How shall then the kingdom stand? So why is that? Because this kingdom is on its way out. Jeremiah 28:8 says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay. And it's no difference now. All right. Ancient times, the prophets of old, like we're reading of Jeremiah. Okay, it's Isaiah. Okay, Obadiah, Amos. All these different prophets, they prophesied against many kingdoms. Like, for example, in this particular verse, it's going into the Babylonian kingdom. All right, because the Babylonians had us in captivity. Now, America is also spiritually Babylon. All right. Now, the word Babylon in the Hebrew would be Babal, which means confusion. Now, America is a place of confusion. You know, look at the things they allow. They allow men and women to swap their sex, swap their genders. All right. And they teach it to, you know, your children in kindergarten and pre-K. All right. So that right there is an abomination by itself. All right. And that's one of the reasons why America has to be destroyed. And that's also one of the reasons why all these different calamities are coming upon this place. Right. So it says the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right. And the prophets are here again today. And we prophesied of war. Okay. World wars, civil wars, race wars. Okay. There's all sorts of wars, man, going on. There's cyber wars. Tariff wars. All right. But yeah, wars are definitely happening. It says, and of evils and pestilence and evils, right? We're in bad times, you know? Bad times. Why? Because the price of food is skyrocketing because of inflation, you know? So these so-called Edomites or these Trump supporters, they really know what's going on. All right. You know, majority of these Edomites, they pretty much know what's going on. But then you have the so-called black community, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true Israelites, just in the dark about things, not really being taught, because you listening to these false prophets, you up in these churches, listening to them so-called pastors, all right, and they leading you astray because you're not really being prepared for the times at hand, the wars, the evils, and the pestilence. Okay, here it is. You got these Edomites. You know what they doing? They training their kids on how to shoot guns. They're training their kids on survival tactics. All right, how to swim, how to start a campfire. Okay, but our people, you know, they're lost in the source. All right, our strength is not in campfires and how to shoot guns. Our strength is in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, but our people love to go astray. 2/3 of our people. Okay, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms. Is this not a great kingdom of wars and evils and pestilence? And we spoke about civil unrest in this kingdom. We spoke about race wars. All right, civil wars. We spoke about famines. Okay, we spoke about the collapse of the dollar, inflation. Why? Because these things is gonna usher in the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right, and we also spoke about pestilence. Okay, pestilence is playing a major part in inflation today. Okay, because why? Because the food is bad. The chicken is bad. The beef is bad, right? So what that's gonna do is it's gonna hike up the prices, because now the certain food products are becoming more and more dear and more precious. Jeremiah 2:14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Let's get that in the NLT. Why has Israel become a slave? Why has he been carried away as plunder? All right. And why is that? Because we didn't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments in the Holy Bible. All right. And now, or of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. The laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And now, although the elect, the 1/3 is waking up, you got 2/3 of our people, you know, still in that slave mentality. All right, they love their slave master, you know, and what proves that is the whole attempt assassination. The whole thing was staged. All right, the whole thing was staged, but you have some people that rather be in denial about it, rather believe in it. Okay, yeah, Esau, the so-called white man, these low level Edomites, average Joe Edomites, they They might feel a way about it, but they might still believe in it. Okay. But then you have our own people, 2/3 of our people that are in the same boat. Okay. So let's go back to the KJV. You know, the act was to stir up the people. All right. And you got 2/3 following that same path. They want to vote for either Biden or Trump. The scriptures say you ain't supposed to put no other heathen nation above you as king. All right. So Jeremiah 2:14 says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" All right. Our people are spoiled, man. Our people are gone. Okay. They lost touch with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, 2/3 of our people, and they ain't gonna get it until they are destroyed along with this kingdom. But I'll end the lesson there, and I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Hashem Kakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and salutations to Akim and the Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, and the hopeful elect. Shalom.